Welcome to another episode of the Fat Gay Texan. This is Jake, your host. This is a podcast where we talk about anything and everything. Nothing's off the table. We don't throw political correctness out the window. Why? Because we never let it in the house to begin with. So America's big problems today, right? Inflation, healthcare, the ability of both parties working together, gun violence, violent crime, the budget deficit, moral values, illegal immigration, climate change, racism, conditions of roads and bridges, domestic terrorism, international terrorism, unemployment. All these things seem, cost of food, cost of housing, all these things seem like such a big deal. And they are a big deal. They're tremendously large deals. And Washington and everyone out there will lead you to believe that it's going to take a slew of committees, years to figure out we got to figure out a solution for these problems. Gas prices and the energy crisis. Oh, it's going to take us forever. Welfare. Oh my God, welfare. How do we solve welfare? Well, it's not a simple solution. And the issue that we're having is that these are all simple solutions. They're so simple. There's nothing hard about them. These are complex issues with simple solutions. And Washington is not good at simple solutions. America right now is not good at simple common sense solutions because we all are worried about how's that going to feel and does that look right and does that play well and who cares? We are running a business. Okay? And yes, we're a business with a heart, but at the end of the day, we are running a business. So I'm going to go through some of these issues and provide you with the most common sense, simple solution that Washington will never, ever use. These will never get used because they work. They work. These are the solutions. In my opinion, these are the solutions. They are so simple. They don't take into account how it makes people feel or anything else. They're simple solutions. We're in a business. We have a business, which is the United States of America. It is in horrible debt. It is not being ran well. And we just got to look at it from a business perspective. So welfare, let's tackle that one first. Oh my God, the number of people on welfare. It is outrageous. We spend trillions of dollars a year on different and various welfare programs. How do we solve it? How do we solve welfare? Simple. We don't even have to go in and change much of it at all. In fact, let's not change any of it. Except one piece. You get 5 years total in your entire life. That's it. 5 years. We will help you. They don't have to be consecutive. You could stumble for 6 months here. 10 years later, you could stumble for a year. Doesn't matter. We will help you for 5 years. After that, you're not eligible for any more welfare benefits. Period. 5 years of your life is plenty of time to get your life together. Especially since it doesn't have to be consecutive. Don't change anything else about the welfare program. Don't worry about any of the other crap. Just solve the money problem that welfare is. You get 5 years. That's it. That will encourage people to get their ass off to work, get their ass off the couch, and go do something because you got a tick-tock clock counting down your benefits. You know this is not a lifelong thing. The other simple solution to help with that, you're on benefits, great. You have a kid while on benefits, fantastic. That's your right. That's freedom. That's America. You don't get extra benefits because you had a kid while you were on benefits. You already knew you couldn't afford the kid. Simple. Welfare, solved. Solved. You get 5 years. It's no longer a career. It's a help. It's help. That's all it was ever meant to be. Now, of course, there are more detailed things after you enact that plan. We can go and cut. But you want the simple solution to solve the financial problem that is welfare. You get 5 years. That's it. We don't have to discuss any other freaking part of welfare. Period. We have solved the majority of the problem, which is its financial drain on society. 5 years, you're over with. Done. Now, recently, our current vice president has, on her campaign trail to become president, has suggested something about corporate greed at the grocery stores. And we're going to sit here and make sure these big companies like Walmart and Kroger, they're greed. Oh, they're raking you over the coals. Bullshit. Do you know the average grocery store has a 2% profit margin? That's nothing. If that was your business, you'd quit. They're not making trillions and trillions of dollars in profit, squandering America. No, because they know their competitors. It's a cutthroat business. Groceries are a cutthroat business. They don't make tons of money. Now, it seems like tons of money on paper to you and I, who have never even seen tons of money, but they have a very small profit margin. There's no corporate greed going on at grocery stores, not like they lead you to believe. Well, it would help bring down food prices. No, it wouldn't. Even if Kroger got rid of its less than 2% profit margin, you'd save 2%. Yeah. So instead of spending $100, you'd spend 98. Woo, that solved it. No. See, that's the problem with the Democratic Party, is that they just have slogans and taglines. In corporate greed, yeah, yeah, yeah. No one knows what in the hell that means. No one's done any research. It's just a great tagline. Years ago, a friend of mine said, well, if the government's out of money, why don't we just print more money? It's not how it works. But it's these simple-minded solutions. These are not simple solutions. No, these are solutions for the simple-minded. That's what the Democrats offer. Solutions for the simple-minded. People who do not have the ability to sit here and think about, hey, that actually won't work. Now, not every Democrat in the world's that way, but a lot of them are, especially the younger generation, where, of course, it's got to be corporate greed. It's got to be someone else's fault. That's the problem with groceries. No. You want to bring down the cost of food. You want to bring down, how many things on this list will it solve? Let's see. Well, it solve gun violence, but it will solve housing problems, a lot of it. It will solve inflation, a lot of it. Anything you purchase, this will help tremendously. Maybe not be the end-all solution, but it will help. Drill. Flood the market with so much oil. Drill it down. Open the wells back up. Lower gas prices. If the cost to transport goods, which is one of the most major costs in the cost of the things we buy, drop significantly, then the cost of said goods will drop significantly. And bonus, when you go fill up the pump, when you go get gas, you'll save 20 or 30 bucks when you fill up if we could get gas prices dropped. It's one thing that always hikes prices up, and that's the cost of transportation. That's the cost of travel. That's the cost of going from A to B. Solve that, which drill, baby, drill is the solution to that. We're not here to talk about electric cars or any of that shit. That's not going to help the economy. We're talking about helping the economy right now, helping the American people right now. So we've already solved welfare. Now we have tackled high grocery prices, because what is the root cause? The root cause, the farmers are paying more for fuel. Kroger's paying more for fuel. You're paying more for fuel. Everyone. Doritos and Budweiser and all these companies that have to get all their crap to places are all having to spend tons of money on gas, which is very volatile right now. Even as big as Walmart and Kroger are, two giant companies in America, even Amazon, those three companies don't have the clout that the oil companies do. They could not buy gas prices down. They may get a fleet discount, but not like you think they can. So solve the fuel problem, fuel prices, which means we need more oil, which means we should drill a little bit more. And yes, you could argue it may hurt Exxon and all them, but at some point, who cares, right? They're the ones with corporate greed, not Kroger, not Walmart. No. So there, we solved that problem. What's the next one on the list? Gun violence, violent crime, and drug addiction. Those are the next three. Okay. Gun violence, drug addiction, and violent crime. I think they all have one very simple solution. We have a shitty-ass mental health system in this country. All these things are all the result of mental health issues. And society is a pendulum. 100 years ago, they'd put your ass in an insane asylum for almost any reason. That was one far side of the pendulum, right? It was way far to one side of that clock. We needed to swing that pendulum back over. Well, now it's on the other side. We never meet in the middle. We're in the middle for a minute. So now, well, it's rude. It's insensitive. It's all these things. Oh, how can you say that? You can't say those words. Oh, he's not crazy. He's just autistic. Oh, he's not crazy. That's just ADHD. Oh, he's not crazy. He's my child. He's unique. Bullshit. Every time there's one of these mass shootings, and I don't know if it's just me, but when they show the picture of the dude that does it, or the girl that does it, or whoever does it, when they show that person's picture, don't you just look at it and go, of course they're crazy. Of course they're crazy. These people who commit violent crimes, you just look at it and go, of course they're crazy. You can look at someone 9 times out of 10 and tell if they're a nut job. It is not that complicated. You don't need a long psychology degree. You don't need any of that shit to look at someone and go, yeah, they're freaking crazy. Now, is that the standard we should use to institutionalize people? No, but we need to be taking it a little bit more seriously. Guns don't kill people. Crazy people kill people. They don't even need a gun. Look at the Oklahoma City bombing. Look at 9/11. Yeah. I mean, you don't need a gun to kill people. Crazy people are going to kill people regardless of the tools you give them. People kill them with shoestrings and stupid shit, pushing people off a staircase. I mean, crazy people are crazy. If they want to kill someone, they're going to kill it. So guns not the answer to getting rid of guns is not the answer to gun violence. Mental health is the answer to gun violence. And the left doesn't want to talk about mental health because more than half of their party is full of nut jobs. Lunatic, crazy. Go watch TikTok. You'll see them. These people aren't right in the heads. And if we had better mental health care in this country, they wouldn't have much of a party. So there you go. We have solved. Now, drug addiction, it's also a mental health problem. It's also a lackadaisical problem in this country. Well, marijuana is not all that bad and everything else. Now, my opinion of that is simple. If you want to go fry your brain, go fry your brain. Your prerogative. We don't have time to worry about it anymore. It's a fight we cannot win. You go fry your brain. We're not helping you. That's it. If you want help, we'll help you. We're not financially supporting you. We're not. No. You want to go fry your brain? That's fine. Go fry your brain. That's your choice. This is America. You go do that. Don't expect us to pick up the pieces. We can't win these fights. It's a fight we can't win. We cannot win the fight on drugs. So they're always going to be there. There's no fantasy world. It's the same thing with guns, right? Even if you want to abolish guns, stop living in a stupid fantasy world. Always going to be there. So you want to go do drugs? It's illegal. Go do it. Go fry your brains out. We'll lock your ass in jail and that's it. I mean, that's all we can do at this point, right? Stop spending trillions and trillions of dollars on these things. You're never going to get anywhere with it. So I know it sounds depressing, but you're never going to get anywhere with it. All right. The federal budget deficit. Okay. Let's think about this one. Now, what would I do at home if I didn't have enough money to pay bills or I was just in horrible, horrible debt? Well, I'd start cutting shit left and right. Cut it. Get back to shelter, food, and clothing. Right? That's what you do at home, right? Make sure your rent's paid first. Cool. Rent's paid. All right. Do I have food to eat? Yep. Do I got water to drink? Perfect. Do I have clothes to wear? Okay. Get back down to the basics. Stop spending so much money. Now, the welfare solution we talked about earlier will really help solve some of these problems, but just stop spending on stupid shit. Okay? Easy. We don't have the money. We don't pay for it. Sorry, Ukraine. Sorry you're in that situation with Russia. Sorry, everyone else in the world. Right now, I got to focus on me. I need some me time over here in America. Our budget needs some me time. Needs some time to deal with its own issues. I love to help out my neighbors. Now, if I'm cooking dinner for my family that night and I need a cup of milk to feed my family that night, and my neighbor also needs a cup of milk, and I have the only cup of milk between us, sorry, not getting it. Not getting it. You got to take care of yourself first. Now, may come up with some other solution for them, and that sounds heartless, but that's true. And that's where we are in America. I can't give you money because I have no money to give you. A friend asks you, can you borrow $20? Can you borrow $20? You say, no, I don't have $20. Conversation's over with. You don't say, hey, let me just go into debt for a little bit, get you these $20. No. And why can't we have the same conversation with Americans and other countries? Sorry, I can't help you. I don't have the money. No shame in saying that. All right, what else do they have on this list? Illegal immigration. Okay, that's the next one. So let's call it what it is, right? illegal immigration, meaning against the law, meaning the minute you walk over, we throw you back, meaning we don't help your ass out, meaning I don't care what your problems are. You can't break the law and get rewarded. Courts are supposed to have what they call the doctrine of clean hands, meaning you've got to come to court with clean hands. You ask the court a question, you want the courts to help you, you have to have clean hands. Well, you broke a law to get here. Goodbye. Not helping you, not spending a dime unless it's to prevent people from coming over. We can't help you. Once again, we don't have the money. We don't have the capacity. And I want to take a stand for all the people who did come here legally and spend, if you came here legally, especially like from countries we're not connected to, Africa, that's a continent, but you know what I mean. If you come from Africa, you come from some of those, the Middle East, you come from India, you come from any of these places across the globe that we are not connected to, you spend tens of thousands of dollars to get over here. It's a long process. You have to take tests. You have to prove you're worthy to be an American. You have to do all these things many times. You leave your family there so you can come over here. One of them comes. Someone is the first one to America. And then they work for another couple of years until they can get their entire family over here. I'm standing up for those people that sacrificed and did the right thing to come here. They didn't get rewarded. Their reward was getting to come here. But all their hard work, anyone from a foreign country that is not connected to us, that did everything they had to do to get over here, especially countries in Africa, especially countries in some parts of South America, these are not wealthy countries. Parts of India, these are not wealthy people. They sacrifice tons and tons and tons to get over here. It's a slap in their face if you just let everybody come in for free. All their work meant nothing. All their sacrifice, the time they spent away from their family, meant absolutely nothing. You are shitting on them. It's not right. So, yeah, no, sorry. There's no sanctuary. There's nothing. You can't come in. Once again, what is a simple solution? Someone that you don't know comes, knocks on the door of your house, and they say, hey, can I live here? I'm having a really hard time. No, dude, I don't know you from shit. Sorry. I can't help you. No, I can direct you to organizations that can be able to assist you. You can't come stay with me. And that's the same approach we have to have with illegal immigration. Nope, you can't come in. Nope. Sorry. Bye. You can come in the right way, like these other people had to. These people who actually had to suffer and sacrifice to come here for years, be without their family for years, leave everything behind for the promise of a better land, hoping they could make it, ending up with careers that are less than their station was in some cases. It's that way. You're a doctor over there, you're a valet over here. Just to get here, they sacrifice everything, and we think it's okay to shit on those people, these real, true Americans. No. So the solution to solve illegal immigration is very simple. Goodbye. You break in, goodbye. We ship your ass out. We don't spend any money helping anybody who comes over illegally. The only money spent is to get your ass back or to stop you from coming over in the first place. That solves the problem. Now, what about the people who are already here? That's a little bit more of a tough one. And there's either two solutions to it. Ship everybody back or put everybody on a work program. The government needs a lot of work done. We need roads fixed. We need shit happen. Dams need to be built. We got stuff we need to get done in America. Our infrastructure is falling apart. So yeah, if you go ahead and you agree to work in this program for 10 years, then you've earned your citizenship. You have to actually work for the government for 10 years. You have to do those sort of things. Otherwise, we ship you back. So that kind of kills two birds with one stone. All right, what else is on this list? International terrorism. Is there a simple solution for international terrorism? Well, I think so, to an extent. Make it very clear you fuck with us, we'll destroy your country. You won't exist anymore. Next question. Sorry, war's not pretty. It's not. So if the country the domestic or the international terrorists are in can't control itself, Can't control those terrorist groups and abolish them? Just put them on notice, a little encouragement. We will wipe your country off the face of this earth if they come attack us. Wouldn't you do the same thing if someone was coming to attack your family? If someone attacked your family, a little crime group, a little organized crime situation, and they came in and attacked your family, wouldn't you just wipe them all out if you had the chance? Sounds cruel. It's the honest truth. Solves the problem. Don't be a freaking doormat. Be tough. Fuck with us, we'll fuck with you. We have more firepower than you. Probably don't want to fuck with us. Don't care about your feelings. And that's just the way it is. War's never been pretty. It's never pretty. It's not a great solution, but sometimes it's the only solution. So, is it that complicated to solve? No. Just let the other countries know who are harboring these terrorist organizations. We're just going to wipe you out if you don't get this under control, because we can't have this risk in our lives. So, might want to get that fixed over there. They have no encouragement to do it, especially since most of these organizations are in the Middle East. And we depend heavily on them for oil, which goes back to drill, baby, drill. So once again, very simple solutions. Now, domestic terrorism, well, similar situation. Mental health problems, border issues, crazy ideology. These things are usually the breeding grounds for domestic terrorism. When something doesn't seem right, the police, their famous thing is now, and trust me, I'm not knocking the police, but we can't actually do something until something happens. That's what the police tell you. I know he's threatened to beat you up. I know he's beat you up in the past. I know he has a gun pointed to your head, but until he pulls the trigger, there's nothing we can do. It's just a threat. Well, sometimes you got to abolish the threat. All right. What else is on this list? Unemployment. Unemployment. Well, unemployment's kind of not much of an issue. I don't believe it's that much of an issue. There's underemployment, but there's not much of an issue with unemployment. As far as and what I mean by that is there's not a lack of opportunity out there to have a job. So if you want a job, you can go get a job. May not be the job you want, but you can go get a job. And I think a lot of people who are unemployed right now are unemployed by choice. That's not everybody. Some people, I know it happens, right? But I really don't know why unemployment's on this list. It's not that big a problem in America. It hasn't been for quite a while. What else do they have on here? Conditions of roads and bridges and other infrastructure. Oh my God, that program to make people legal if they work for the government for 10 years. What a great solution to that problem. Doesn't even really have to pay too much for the labor. It's the price you pay, right? You work off your debt to society, community service. Climate change. That's a tough one. So climate change here is on the list. And that's a problem I don't think I can solve with a completely simple solution, because we need to define what climate change is first, right? Is it something we're doing? Is it really that big of a problem? There's not a clear definition for it. And until there's a clear definition of what the problem is, there's not ever going to be a clear solution. So first, they actually need to get their shit together and figure out what climate change is. I can tell you climate change, from what you hear about it, everything's getting warmer, everything's getting hotter. Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? We don't have records that go back 20 million years or however old the Earth is. We don't know. This could be completely normal. We don't know. We haven't been here that long. But no, there's not a simple solution to climate change, because climate change has not yet been defined. So therefore, there is no simple solution. And the last one on this list here is the state of moral values. Oh, and then education. We'll go over education real quick after the state of moral values. So the state of moral values, we just got to instill that shit in your kids. Schools need to instill that shit. Asian countries tend to do that very, very well. The respect of your family, the dignity of your family, the honor of your family. Don't go be a skank. Morals start at home. And until it's being instilled in our younger generation, which it's not at all, these people, they may think they're standing on a moral high ground, but these are morals that we're talking about, right? Like not looking like a skank, not being a jackass, not being greedy, not being lazy, being respectful to people. These are things that are not being taught. No, we're teaching all these other stupid things that that, we clout as mortals, that we clout as morals, right? I'm standing up for, you know, lesbians using, or lesbians. You can tell I'm tired. I'm not feeling well. I'm standing up for the right for transgender people to use the bathroom of their choice. That's a moral standpoint. Oh, fuck you. It's not a moral standpoint, you jackass. That's not what morals are. Morals are the things that your parents tried to teach you. Be nice, be courteous, don't be a jackass, don't be lazy, be clean. These are moral values. That's what this is talking about. Do the right thing, work hard, don't lie. These are morals. These are morals, not this other shit. No. All right, last one. Usually in these with somebody that pisses me off, but every one of these things pisses me off, so I don't know what on this podcast with. We'll find out. Stay tuned. The last one on this list is education, specifically grades K through 12. Okay. Now, here's a thought. Simple solution, right? We keep pouring more and more money into this. Money's never the solution. Money is never the solution. They have enough money. Most of these schools have enough money. Let's be real. The crap that these schools run and charge and everything else nowadays, the amount of money they have to produce less educated people now than we were doing 70, 80 years ago. They have more money now on a percentage basis. They have more money now than they did years ago. And people are less educated now coming out of these schools, way less prepared for life. And they have more money. We keep throwing more money at it. It doesn't help. Money doesn't solve every problem. If someone's an alcoholic, throwing money at them doesn't help. So I don't know, crazy idea. Why don't we actually just teach shit that's educational? Why don't we actually get back to the reading, writing, and arithmetic? Why don't we get back to history? And let's just stop the rest of the shit we're trying to teach people right now. Teach them skills, auto shop, wood shop, all these things. But maybe, let's just teach shit that's educational, that you need to function as an adult, right? To get a job, to be a productive member of society. Why don't we focus on that instead of focusing on all the other, once again, these moral topics of today? Why don't we focus on that? Spend all the time in school talking about these things. That may solve your education problem, because it's not, you never hear someone saying, well, you know what? My son wouldn't be dumb if the school had more money. No, your child's dumb because the schools aren't teaching what they need to teach. You're not teaching your child what you need to teach your child. The other issue in schools is schools used to be a lot more strict. Going back to those morals. I remember once as a child, I think I was where was I at? Okay, probably second grade. I once told a kid to shut up. And my teacher came out of that elementary school, met my mama after school, and oh my God, was I terrified. I was going to get in so much trouble because my mother, like every parent did back then, respected the teacher as an authority figure in your child's life, as a leader, as a mentor of your child. And oh my God, I never told another kid to shut up again. Until later on in life, I tell a lot of people to shut up now. Now, if the kid does something wrong, the parent blames the teacher. My mother was so embarrassed. She was so mad. How dare you shame my name in public? Makes her look like a bad mom. She took responsibility for my actions. Although they were my actions, they were a reflection on her. Now, people don't take responsibility. See earlier podcast episodes. They don't take responsibility for anything. So it's the teacher's fault. Well, what the hell you do? My little Johnny doesn't act like that at home. Yada, 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 yada. No, you are just sitting here making it everyone else's fault but your own. So did we solve every one of America's problems here? No. Did I ramble a lot? Probably. But at the end of the day, there's a common sense solution to almost anything that happens. It doesn't take a lot of processes and committees. No. What would you do at home? What would you do if you're running the country? These are simple solutions to complicated problems. So Don't buy into all that crap that, oh, we can't solve this thing. Yes, we can. We just got to have people in office that are bold enough to solve these problems. That's it. Okay. Most people in America are not on welfare. So if we cut welfare back down to 5 years, sure, there's going to be some upset people, but not the majority of Americans. You're supposed to be doing what is best for the majority. And I know that sounds wrong, but it's not. You're supposed to be doing what is best for the overwhelming majority of Americans. That is your job. Not what you think is moral, not what you think is right. If you're an elected representative, elected official, you're supposed to be doing what the majority of Americans want you to do. You are their voice. The only way you got elected, see, they don't want to talk about the majority until they want someone to vote, right? We want everyone to vote for us. Oh, then it really matters what the majority of Americans want. If you're voting for them, it's all great. The majority. Oh yeah, we want the majority of Americans to vote for us. But then they want to talk about, oh well, it's not right. We can't leave out the minority over here. We can't leave out the men who want tampons in the men's restroom. Oh my God, no, we got to talk about that for ad nauseum for some stupid ass reason. No, fuck that shit. Anyway, I'm not going to go into something that makes me mad today because this podcast is already running over 30 minutes, which is long for us. I want to thank you for tuning in, and hopefully this sparks some ideas in your brain. And even if you don't think these issues will solve problems in America, it may help you deal with some complex issues in your own life. There may just be a very simple solution for it. This is Jake from the Fat Gay Texan. I thank you for listening. As a reminder, we stream on almost every major podcast platform. We're on multiple forms of social media, including YouTube. So I hope you look us up. And as always, have a great day, America.